Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's Rich Matic, finally back with another video for your viewing pleasure on YouTube, on your computer screen. I'm glad to be back, and let's get right into this Mortal Kombat controversy about these sexy or lack thereof of sexy characters right now. So, yeah, I'm sure if you've been following the story, 'cause it's kind of been going on for a little while with how each character came out. Mortal Kombat's kind of taking a more, as the art director said, a more mature, realistic character design when it comes to the females. So, kind of led to the characters being more covered up, not showing a whole lot of cleavage and all kinds of things, whatever. This is literally like a vocal minority. This isn't even everything. This isn't the opinion of the average Mortal Kombat consumer, because a lot of people don't even care about this issue. Like, I went on Twitter for the last hour, and I was looking for tweets or information, anything that I could show on this video, and literally 90% of the tweets about this are just people pretty much getting hyped for the game. There's a lot of people who already have the game. I'm like, how the fuck did you already have the game? That's a bigger issue for me, is how these people get this game this early, because I would much rather be playing that game than making this video or even caring about this dumb controversy. I'm surprised that it's even being reported this much, because it doesn't seem like most people even care about this at all. They seem to care more about the fact that Melina's not in the game as of right now. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, I don't know. But people seem more concerned about what characters are in the game, and the fatalities and the story and all that. People seem much more concerned about that. But to give you my quick take on this issue is that I don't really care about whether fighting game characters are sexualized or not, or video game characters as a whole. I don't really care if they're sexualized or not sexualized. I don't really make my purchases based on that. There might be some part of me, subconsciously, that does, and I'm not going to deny that. If you've been on my channel, I definitely play a lot of Dead or Alive 6, Street Fighter, various fighting games that depict women as being sexual, and that's fine to me. I don't care so much. When I first started playing Street Fighter 5, I played Karen. She was not sexualized until they released her bikini outfit. Then I guess you could say she's sexualized. Maybe that's an argument for not, because that depends on your perception of what you consider sexy. Because some people consider feet sexy. I don't consider feet sexy, but that's a thing these days. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm not aware of that people perceive as sexy, and that's a-okay. So I don't care whether a character ultimately is sexualized or not. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think the developers should stick to whatever vision they see as fit for their game, whether that be sexualized characters or not. And I support anyone's opinion on the issue as well. I support anyone's opinion. You can voice that. You can boycott the game. You can do whatever you want. That's well within your rights. I really don't care one way or another. The people who I read, their arguments for characters being sexualized, a lot of them don't formulate their opinions very well. They're just kind of they're almost like a parody of gamers at this point. Like that stereotypical live in your mom's basement, you don't have any friends, you're just a piece of shit who posts on the internet and gets outraged all the time. It's kind of fitting into that archetype, that's not going to make your argument compelling at all. Here's a good example: is Jade is supposed to be a flirty, attractive, seductress archetype. Just because it's 2019 doesn't mean you have to bury her in clothes and turn her into an Indian. In parentheses, the least attractive females on earth. Source: dating sites. If these things don't matter, then why all the effort?
Boy.
I'm not even gonna try to tell you guys why that's fucking wrong as hell, but I'll leave that up to you guys because I assume that my audience has brains. So yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that shit. But then of course there are people who have good arguments for characters being sexualized, and there was a guy in our Facebook fighting game group called Fighting Gamers X, shoutouts to them. He said, and this is his words, not mine, the idea to me is that fighting game characters should be over the top bodies, either pure muscle, pure fat, or pure creepy skinny, personalities, etc. So the more realistic these people start designing their characters set in these very unrealistic world, I guess he meant to say worlds, that's okay, the more off-putting it is. If you're going to juice up the male characters, it seems odd not to do this something similar with females. My issue with Mortal Kombat is that they flattened out the females without compensating by giving them muscle mass. If these are the great warriors, alpha males and females, they should look the part to add to the fantasy. Which, you know, I can get behind that argument. That's a good argument. He's not name calling anyone, not making crazy assumptions based on turning characters into ugly characters to make certain groups buy it, which is crazy. Yeah, that's a good argument. Ultimately, if I can just be 100 with you guys, is that NetherRealm does not owe anyone anything. They don't have to do anything for anyone. They make their choices and the market decides whether a game is successful or not. They don't have to specifically market it to me, you, or any group for that matter. They can make the game they want to make, and that's all they have to do. NetherRealm has no obligation to us as consumers. They can put out whatever they want. And the even bigger issue than that is a week after this game's out, no one's going to care about this issue at all. Like, all of these people are just going to find something new to argue about over the internet, to get on their keyboards and start arguing on these message boards about a whole bunch of bullshit that does not matter in the grand scheme of things. And that's all it's going to be. All the YouTubers, everyone who's talked about this issue, I guarantee you a week from now, they're not going to give one flying fuck about this. The people on Twitter, they're going to find something new to argue about that's not important at all. And instead of going to the source and talking to them, they're just going to stay on the internet and their little message boards and Twitter and all that, and they're just going to talk amongst themselves. Because they're not really going to fix the issue, and they're not really interested in fixing the issue. They just want themselves to be heard. They just want to grab a microphone and yell out on a soapbox, as people used to do back in the day. That's all they want to do. It's not really an issue. They know it's not really an issue, which, that's fine.
Fight me, haters! Fight me, haters!
I'm kind of doing the same thing right now with my YouTube channel. I guess you could say that this is a soapbox, so I'm a little bit of a hypocrite in that aspect, which I don't care.
Cause I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm big enough to admit that. I'm cool with that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and where do you fall in the issue? Do you even care? I think there's bigger issues in censorship that should get our attention, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one, and peace out.